The biggest risk is not taking any risk. Mark Zuckerberg. Ladies and gentlemen, we all love a good story. Whether it's a book we can't put down, a movie that moves us to tears, or a tale passed down through generations, stories captivate us. But the truth is, every great story has a common thread: risks. Without risks, there's no challenge, no transformation, and ultimately no story worth telling. I stand before you today not as someone who has walked an easy road, but as someone who has taken risks. Some calculated, some led by faith, and some that landed me in a place I never expected: federal prison. I did what I believed was right at the time, but the world didn't see it that way. And so, my journey took a detour that was more painful than I could have ever imagined. Prison was not just a consequence, it was a crucible. It was the kind of experience that breaks you before it builds you. The isolation, the shame, the judgment from those who once stood beside me. It all felt unbearable. But even in those dark moments, a seed was being planted. A story was being written. I had two choices. I could let my circumstances define me, or I could decide that this was simply a chapter, not the whole book. And that's what I want to share with you today. No risk, no story. No pain, no transformation. No setback, no testimony. Many people go through life avoiding risks at all costs. They stay at jobs they hate, relationships that drain them, and situations that keep them comfortable but unfulfilled. They let fear of failure keep them from stepping into their purpose. But here's what I've learned: comfort never created greatness. The people we admire most, the ones whose names we remember, are those who took risks. Nelson Mandela risked his freedom. Rosa Parks risked her safety. Tyler Perry risked his last dime to put on a play that no one showed up for until they did. Their risks gave birth to their legacies. The same is true for you. If you're unwilling to take risks, you're forfeiting your own story. You're choosing the safety of the ordinary over the possibility of the extraordinary. But when you step out, when you dare to believe in something greater than your fears, you give yourself a story worth telling. Some might ask, but what if I fail? I say, what if you don't? What if the thing you fear the most is actually the thing that will set you free? I was terrified when I walked into that federal prison. I thought my life was over, but that prison did not destroy me. It actually refined me. I walked in with shame, but I walked out with a message. I walked in uncertain, but I walked out unshakable. Because I realized that even my worst mistake could be used for something greater than me. I discovered that my story had power, not in spite of my past, but because of it. Every risk I took led me to this moment. Every painful step gave me a deeper understanding of my purpose. Every loss made room for something greater. And that is what I want for you. To see that your greatest challenges are not roadblocks, they are stepping stones. If you are standing at a crossroads right now, wondering whether to take that leap, let me tell you this. Do it. Take the risk. Start the business. Write the book. Say yes to the opportunity that scares you. Speak your truth, because the regret of never trying is far worse than the pain of failing. I don't know where your journey will take you, but I do know this. You will never know the depth of your strength, the fullness of your potential, or the impact of your purpose if you play it safe. The most remarkable stories come from the boldest leaps. Even if you stumble, even if you fail, know that your story is still being written. Your failure today may be the foundation of your success tomorrow. Your heartbreak may be the birthplace of your healing. Your setback may be setting the stage for your comeback. The only people who have no stories are the ones who never dared to live. And that is not who you are. You are here for a reason. You have a purpose to fulfill, and that purpose will demand risk. I have faced public scrutiny. I have endured whispers behind my back. I have lived through the pain of losing everything, and yet I stand here not broken, but built. Not ashamed, but empowered. Not a victim, but a storyteller. Because now when I speak, people listen. Not because I have a perfect story, but because I have a real one. One that reminds them that even in their lowest moments, there is hope. One that proves that redemption is possible. One that says, no risk, no story. So I challenge you today, what story are you writing? What risks are you taking? What chances are you willing to embrace to step into the life you were meant to live? It won't be easy. There will be moments of doubt, seasons of struggle, and days when you wonder if you made the right choice. But I promise you, the reward is greater than the risk. The story is worth the sacrifice. Your life is not meant to be a series of safe choices. It is meant to be, however, a bold, breathtaking adventure. And the best part, you get to be the author. You get to decide how the next chapter unfolds. So, take the risk. Make the move. Bet on yourself. And watch as your story unfolds in ways you never imagined. Because at the end of the day, the greatest regret is not failure. It's never having tried. And I refuse to live a life without a story. I hope you do too. You've got this. Peace and blessings, Dr. O.